Hey, there we go. Welcome back to the live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Hello. Thanks so much for joining us. It is August 29th, 2019.
What mischief?
What mischief indeed. I don't know where that second sound effect is coming from. I keep isolating and trying to find this, but thank you so much, Svava. We're going to write a little bit of code today. That's what mischief we're going to have today. We're going to get involved. We're going to get a little bit closer. And we're going to write some code. All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Ghosts in the stream, says the Michael Jolly. Yeah, a little bit. A little something. And it didn't read that one. Stream elements, you make me sad. A very merry unbirthday. Well, a birthday was yesterday. And we had fun. We were chatting with our friend Fairy Wings yesterday. I forgot to make my G Fuel, so I'm quickly making that up here real quick. Don't mind me. I was running a little bit late here today because I'm making carnitas. So I had to put the pork on, get that all set up so that it would slow cook all day today for dinner tonight. So, need a cowboy hat for the good, the bad, and the ugly moment, says the Michael Jolly. That's not a bad idea either. So I'm wearing my Black Horse Tennessee Ales, Black Horse Brewery.
SNB just resubscribed for 16 months.
16 months. Yeah, pork. Oh man, thank you so much for that resub. 16 months. Oh my goodness. I think that keeps you still in a rainbow hat with a propeller. At 18, I think is when it starts to change, and you get the hat. It's white and orange with a propeller. Stelzy got the stickers today. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. I was a little concerned about. I'm always concerned about mailing things internationally, but to hear that they made it to you, I'm thrilled to hear that. That's great. And JAF 1021 is here. Hello. Good to see you. Let's see what else is going on. I got proofs for the Live Coders team jerseys today, right? It's just a sheet with everybody's names and numbers. I don't think they'll mind if I show this. Let me check this out. Look at these. This is what the team jerseys are going to look like on their backs, right? They want me to confirm their names and numbers and the appropriate sizes. I've shifted the view here so you can't see the sizes that go with these. But these things look phenomenal. Oh my goodness. I am just so happy to see these. Yeah, Dee, they are. Oh my goodness. The Michael Jolly, where's yours? I think it's over here. There it is. Oh, you can't see it. It's behind my noggin. There you go. We'll scroll over here a little bit and you can see some more of these. So, really, really cool looking. There you go. You can see Talk to Me Gooseman and Code Rush, Lannon, CLW, right? You know all the Live Coders folks. And they're going to be getting these jerseys. Actually, they weren't US. They were US sizes, but there were also information in there about, and here's some of the ladies' ones that are being done. There was information in there about, they were centimeter sizes. So you could measure and get the appropriate size. Oh, yeah. So, well, I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. And our friend, Lucky Number 7, is going to carry a bunch of them from TwitchCon back over to the UK to make postage a little bit easier on us to get the stuff. I hope the sizes are all good. If you have a change that you want to make, take a look at the sizing chart S&B that I put in the team Discord. And if you want to double check and change the size, let me know. Now's the time to change it because they're producing them today. So they're literally going to go take it over and start putting fabric together here. So let me know. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. So yesterday we had our friend Fairy Wings with us. We were squad streaming. That's a really cool experience because, right, you got to see two videos, kind of like picture in picture next to each other. Thank you for the follow, New Duck. Appreciate you joining us. And when you get to see that kind of thing, it makes it interesting. We've done this in the past with Fierce Kittens, and we did it with Imperial at one point. But it's fun to be able to see both sides of the conversation at the same time. Quack. Is that how we welcome New Duck? But I want to make sure that right, you follow up, that you're aware, that you know that, right, Twitch isn't just a broadcast platform. All right, and I think very much a lot of folks see this, that the chat rooms, the interactions that you have with the streamers, this is a social media platform. This is a social media platform where it just happens that in one direction it's video and in the other direction it's text. But get out there, get outside of your comfort zone, check out some other folks. I watch people who are playing games, I watch people who are doing crafting, some science folks. I get out and I want to check out all kinds of stuff. Twitch is an amazing buffet. It's a smorgasbord of content, all kinds of great stuff out there. I encourage you, check out what other folks are doing. That's why I encourage you to see some of the folks that I've made friends with here, whether it's Fairy Wings or Imperial or VexFX. If you check him out in the evenings when I'm done streaming on Tuesday evenings, he's doing Hollywood special effects and writing code to automate some of those things. Really cool streamer, some of the stuff that he's working on. So check that out. Michael Jolly says, we got Fierce Kittens to do code streams. It only seems fitting that I would do a sewing stream to put them together. Fairy Wings has asked me to do a painting stream for St. Jude, for a St. Jude drive in December. I think that's fine. A sewing stream, I wouldn't be opposed to giving it a shot. Sure, got to try something new. Got to get outside the bounds. Talk Custom, good friend. Yandev.
Just subscribed.
Is it Yandev or Jandev? Let me know. Thanks so much for joining us. But, right? Talk's out there. He's making pants, custom pants every time here on Twitch. Make sure you check out the stuff that he's doing. It's Jan de Vries. Hello. Good to see you. Martin asks, are the numbers on the jerseys, let me see back over here, are they the list of order entry? No. I let folks choose whatever numbers they wanted, and we would put them on here. So you see a number of folks got 42 because it just makes sense, and right. So some folks got 21. That's a pretty common number. A number of zeros. 1 is always my number, and it kind of made sense. I want 1. So Rambling Geek, where's yours? Where is yours? Did you see it? Oh, there it is. 76. Yeah, right. That's a great one. So, great stuff. I want to make sure that everybody's aware and checks out what's going on elsewhere here on Twitch. They are. Frackberg, I agree. They're kind of nice. I did put in a question with the manufacturer if folks want to order using that template, want to order their own after the fact, to see if they'll set that up so that you can, if you're not a team member, you can get your own jersey printed as well. All right, let me get some music playing here in the background. We're going to, of course, play Music to Goodbye from our friend, Mr. Carl Franklin. Music that's scientifically designed. It's engineered to get you in the flow, get you in the groove, so that whatever task it is you're working on, those other concerns, those other things that you might have wandering in the back of your mind kind of fade away, and you can get hyper-focused on whatever that task is. So I'm going to play today, let's play Indigo. I haven't played this one in a little bit. I really like this song. It'll hopefully start playing. There it goes. You can get the music. There's 20 songs you can get at mtcb.pwop.com. Execute the music command in chat. You'll get a link to it right there, and you can go and purchase your own copy. 25 minutes long is each song. It's about the same length as a Pomodoro. Listen to it. Focus on whatever the task is. And then take 5 minutes, walk around, grab something to eat, whatever it might be that you want to do to relax. And then get back into it. Spend another 25 minutes, play the next song, or replay the same song if you enjoy it. Thank you so much, Carl. We appreciate you letting us listen to your music live here on channel while we write code. And stay tuned. Tuesday next week. Tuesday, we're going to have Carl joining us along with Richard Campbell, and we're going to do a live recording of .NET Rocks. So we're going to make a podcast and a live stream at the same time right here on the channel. I hope you join me then. I believe, where's my calendar? Where's my calendar? I've got a calendar here. It's on my calendar. I need to grab what time it is. I want to make sure that you know exactly when it is. It is, oh my gosh. Okay, dark mode. We need to talk about dark mode here, Outlook. Because dark mode is not good with the calendar. Not good. It will be Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern. Is he bringing his guitar? No. Nope. So tell you what, I'm going to update. Let's do this. Can we do this? I'm going to update the schedule here real quick. No, I don't want that. My extensions. So there's the little schedule widget just below here. The stream schedule. I'm going to update that so that Tuesdays. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to add. So Tuesday will be at our normal time at 6 p.m. We've got that one. And I'm also going to add, it'll be at 1:30, right? 1:30? Is that what I said? 1:30. I put that on the schedule here. And save that. Cool. So the little schedule widget that you see here below the video on Twitch should be updated, and you'll see 2 entries for Tuesday next week. All right. That's a lot. That's a lot going on. It's going to be so much fun. What else? What else do we have? Okay. We're going to talk about this. We're going to write some code to use the actor model in C# to help make a chatbot that'll manage multiple channels. So we will take a look at that in a little bit. Oh, let me look back over here at chat room. Oh, the Michael Jolly, you wanted 22 instead of 23. Now's the time to make a change. I am happy, Michael Jolly, if you'd like me to submit that. I can make it 22. That is not a problem for me to submit that change. Number should be 22. I can submit that now before it goes to press. All right? That is not a problem. It's not that big a deal, but now's the time. It's just fine to send it over. They actually misspelled potato quality, and there was an H on the end of her jersey. So write potato quality with an H. Make sure you check out what she's up to. That's Chrissy Lemaire. She's been, she just published a book with O'Reilly on her PowerShell DBA tools. Really great stuff to see that book come out. Another successful member of the Live Coders team. Publishing, making great content. We have seven members of the Live Coders team that are going to be talking at .NET Conf at the end of September. Really looking forward to that. You're going to get to see folks like the Michael Jolly, Steve Smith, Code Rushed. Who else? I can't even remember them all. All speaking during .NET Conf next month, virtually from all over the world. It's going to be tremendous. Make sure you tune in. What else is going on here? You could get a jersey done for Little Blaster. Absolutely. For sure. Let's see here. What else is going on? Webface CA, thank you for the follow. I missed that while I was talking through something. Denny, it is great news. Oh yeah, I am thrilled to be able to have the guys on and to do that type of cross promotion stream podcast recording. It's a lot of fun. We've done it once before. You can find that in the archive on YouTube. We're going to do it again, and we'll have a better layout this time. I promise. Let's see. Thank you for the shout out for potato quality. There she is. Right? And of course, you can learn all about the Live Coders with the Live Coders command in chat, or you can click the Live Coders button just below the video here on Twitch. There's a question here. Do I ever do game dev, perhaps with Unity? Asks Kizzy. I've done a little bit. We had Lita Gemini join us, and we walked through. We did a little bit. Unity isn't something that directly reflects on some of my goals with Microsoft. So it's not a priority. I think there's other things that are a little bit more central to some of the goals that I have with Microsoft. Some of the goals that I have as far as being is improving the channel, being altruistic, and that's why we did some things with Blazor and the resource management app. And I am doing a little bit of work on that on the side to get that ramped up and get that delivered. And I'll come back and I'll share those with you on another show. So, watch out for that Michael Jolly guy. Frackberg says, the shine off his head may blind you. Hey now. Oh, come on now. Gee willikers. No powder, going for turtle wax. Ooh, ouch. Ouch. It's all in good fun. All right, so we're taking a look back. This is of course, people in glass houses indeed, Copperbeardy. This is a bot that we started a long time ago for our friend Coltoni, and it's designed to. It was originally designed to manage currency in the chat room, but we had 2 or 3 other people that said, "Hey, there's some features there that I would like in my chat," and I want to make sure that those folks had that ability. But what happens when they go on the road, when they're on a different machine, they have to redeploy the application, and that's a pain in the neck. So how do we do this? So we decided to start taking what was that base chatbot, and let's apply the actor model to it so that we could scale this up, deploy it into the cloud, be able to eventually use something like Kubernetes to orchestrate and manage not just multiple threads that are managing multiple chat rooms, but also multiple applications, multiple instances, multiple servers that are running and managing many chat rooms. So we started building this up. We started introducing the concepts of the actor model into this.
One Kev Griff just resubscribed for 5 months.
Thank you so much, Kevin. It's great to see you. Thanks for the resub. And we'll make donations to Coder Dojo for all of our cheers, all of our subs that we're getting this quarter. Thank you very much. So we started building this out, and you can see the source code for this, and I should create a project command here. Let's put that in. Revisiting the actor model managed distributed chatbot. There we go. And I should give you a link to where that is. That's not it. That's not it. No. I need another browser here. So this is out on GitHub. C# Fritz, that's me. And what? This one. So it started off as Quiltoni's Pixelbot, and we've been slowly adding features to it to make it a multi-tenant chatbot that folks can connect into and use. So we've slowly added user logins. You can log in as a user and have it authenticate and enable access to various things. Right now there's only one level. There's an admin capability that's been defined over in Auth0. So you log in with your Twitch ID, it routes through Auth0 and comes back into the application. There's other features that we're going to need to get into here for chat API limits, being able to store and manage quotes. And we did some things with giveaway games down here that I think is pretty close to finished, but I don't want to close these. I want to save them so that when we add the giveaway game into this version of the bot, we upgraded it from the standalone version to the cloud distributed version, that it works properly there. So that's where we are. That's where we're going. That's what I want to revisit. So one of the first things that I've done with the application is I went through and updated it to ASP.NET Core 3 Preview 8. Preview 8, ASP.NET Core, right. So I have some build properties that I put in here, build props, project build properties, so that I can manage the version of ASP.NET Core that this is pointing to. So if I go to build, props, there's my project build properties, which is right here. And you see I'm running Preview 8 version. This version is going to be dropped into all of my project files so that I'm always coordinated in using the exact same version of ASP.NET Core. This is a little trick that I forget who submitted the pull request, but that pull request came into one of our other projects, and it makes perfect sense to make this a common version that we just share around the entire application and the entire solution, and we can light up, turn on, and turn off appropriately in all those projects. So, looking further here, I'm just keeping an eye on things. Come on. There it goes. All right. Running a stream is a lot of juggling. A lot of stuff looking back and forth across the various projects, the various folders and things. So, hey HR Book, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you? Let me know. So, looking through, right, we've got, just to recap and give you some idea as to how this works. Our main project in this solution is this orchestrator project. I don't know if that's the right name for it, but it feels right. This is the main website that's going to launch and manage all of the actors that are running the service. We may end up moving the actors into their own worker process so that we can have a web process that just peeks into it and pushes instructions into there. Maybe. I don't know. I need to think about that. It feels like the right way to architect this, but I don't want to over-architect it right from the get-go. At this point, the chatbot and the website are running in the same application. We probably want to break that up at some point, but minimum viable, right? I don't need that to start. I can probably manage a dozen channels from the same web server process. So I'm not too concerned about that yet. We can move things later. I've put them in some nice folders here, so it should be pretty easy to extract and move to somewhere else. HR Book has been looking at Blazor. So that brings me to my next point. This application uses server-side Blazor. So we're using that same component model that we've done with client-side, but instead of running with WebAssembly, it'll render and cache server-side so that you get very quick updates using SignalR connections to the web front end that it'll push into there, and you'll be able to see these changes reflect immediately as things are updated on the server, which will make it really easy to push information from those actors into the user interface with that SignalR connection. Apple G Fuel today. Not bad. Not bad. Stelzy says, Akka.net is really easy to scale up and out with Akka Cluster. I've been reading about that, Stelzy, and I can't wait to give that a try, but it's not something that I think we need immediately. We'll get to it. It's definitely coming, though. I think it's definitely coming. So the architecture of this has in my startup class, as we have in all of our ASP.NET Core applications, we have a startup class that configures how our application starts up and attaches to the web server's services. Web server's services. Yes, I said that right. Okay, good.
You're amazing. You figured this all out already.
I did, Hans. I did. So when we configure services, I've already got stuff in here to configure our authentication with Auth0. We did that with our friend Bobby Johnson. He's I am not myself. We wrote this little bit. And I wrote a little thing here to define the role global admin and a policy called global admin so that those folks that are an administrator of the entire application can interact with and manage various channels. The idea being that you'll have people who are channel admins and they can only manage their own channel, right? If I'm managing the C# Fritz channel, I shouldn't be able to reach into the Michael Jolly's channel or Fierce Kitten's channel, right? You can only control your own channel. And we'll have other folks that are just, browsers that are browsing around and have read-only access when they find and work with somebody's channel. So, we have server-side Blazor, but right here is where we kick off and start the actor system, right? This is where we connect in and we enable we define the bot service that manages the entire interaction here with Twitch. So we're going to create that actor system. We're going to pass along the context of our channel configuration, which, this is an EF Core entity framework connection. And we're going to pass along information about our SignalR interactions so that we can log to the screen what the actor system is doing, right? The actor system is what Akka.net is managing for us. Well, I want to be able to log information out to the screen, because when this is running in a production space, I don't have access to a console or something like that. If I can log it to the screen or through something else that's managing using this logger hub, right? Also write it to disk, also do whatever. I've got some way that I can interact there. Let's see there. Elite Stomper, hello, welcome. Good to meet you. DevLead says, easy is always relative to knowledge. Yes. I'm trying to teach myself to use just less for those reasons. Absolutely. Those relative terms, easy, just, should I try and be careful with how I use should or must, right? Those are tricky words to use as developers so that we don't inadvertently make a judgment on somebody else's capability. Ecomath asks, are you trying to make a centralized bot for the live coders? I'm trying to make a centralized bot for folks that are looking for some more interesting features. For example, right, we have... Where's all the things? Why didn't anybody tell me that the doodad, the thing wasn't running? Oh my gosh. So the marquee's not running up at the top. Let's get that running. The sentiment disappeared on us. Let's get that running. Is the attention thing running? Is that working? Is that doing its thing? I don't know. We were so excited we didn't even notice. There we go. There's sentiment and those other. The doodad isn't running. Hey, Glenn, good to see you. So, right, things like the sentiment analysis, we want to be able to easily enable for other folks that want to just turn it on and have it on their system, in their chat. We want to be able to enable a new feature that our friend Imperial has an idea that she's looking for, to do a follower train or a sub train or even a cheer train, right? And that's when, right, you encourage folks to cheer or to follow one right after the other within a certain time period to keep the train going, right? We're going to give folks 5 minutes between each follow. Let's see if we can get new followers every 5 minutes throughout it. And you have a counter for the train. And each time that you have a follow within that time period, the counter goes up. And you have a little something that goes across the screen to indicate that the train is moving and it's almost at the end of that timer. All kinds of different ways that we can do that with widgets that we paint on screen. But we're making this possible by using the actor service, the actor system running inside of an ASP.NET Core service. Many things are simple after you've done it, says DevLead. Yeah. It's important that you...
Well, do your best.
Do your best. Give it your all. And then...
Boom goes the dynamite.
Everybody's happy, right? You know it's going to work at that point. But first, make sure you...
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think, McFly, think.
Think. Make sure you think, okay? All right. So this is how it sets up. And the actor system is very much a hierarchical thing. You create an actor that manages other actors, that manages other actors, and that's what we have. We have a channel manager actor that sets up and receives commands that say, hey, join a channel, and it'll get a channel actor for a specific channel and go see if that channel's already established and running, get the configuration for that channel, and create that channel, create an actor to manage that channel, and set it up, put it into this cache, into this is a dictionary of channels. So the channel actor then, so we stand up the C# Fritz channel, When this stands up, it's going to receive some channel configuration. Here's how this channel should be managed. And it has these interactions that it will have for whispering messages, broadcasting messages, managing currency, back and forth with chat. And, right, these are very simple interactions. There's also, when it starts, it'll start a connection to Twitch for that channel. And this is where we could run into some challenges with how we scale, how we manage and interact with chat. Because the bot, by Twitch rules, by Twitch terms of service, can only send so many messages per minute. Can only interact with so many. So we want to make sure that we queue that at some point. And that's why we have that one issue here around API limits. We need to make sure we abide by those, but we can get an exception that will allow us to scale and use different API limits. We could also ask folks to create their own bot configuration and pass that along to us, and we can set them up here. So that, yes, DevLead will end up with a bot army to scale things out. So maybe the Fritz bot is created separately and logged in here, right? Different ways that we can approach this. Let's see, Elite Stomper asks, there are a lot of streamers making games for their viewers to play, but everything is command-based. Is there a way to make it so the mouse could be used instead? Oh, that's a great idea. The way you do that is you can do extension overlays here on Twitch. Won't be as accessible, won't be as easy to use on a mobile device. So those of you that are watching on your phone or tablet, the Twitch mobile apps don't do the overlays directly over video. But if you're on a web browser, on a desktop, on a laptop, you can move your mouse over the video and things will pop up that you can interact with. That's when it becomes a little bit more interesting to be able to do those types of interactions, Elite Stomper. You're onto something there. So, you could poke me. That doesn't sound good, DevLead. You could. Rambling Geek says, what about via SignalR? The client would need to be installed on the viewer's PC. No, it doesn't. Let me show you. Let's actually run this. See what it looks like. Make sure it still runs. And take a look, and I'll show you a little bit about the SignalR bits. Thank you for the follow, Sneaky Panda. Great to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now, there was a question I had earlier on Twitter asking, well, how do you run an ASP.NET Core app using IIS Express? See the drop down up here that says Pixelbot Orchestrator? I'm not going to be able to do this because it's still compiling. You can pull that down and you can choose IIS Express, and it'll launch and run inside of the Internet Information Server. Oh, no. Yes, trust it. Yes, I trust you. Here we go. So, right, by changing this drop down here, you can choose whether you want to run directly with Kestrel, or if you want to run with ASP.NET with IIS, the Internet Information Server. Not a problem to derail. Not a problem. Always happy to answer questions. That's why I take a few minutes to focus on something, come back, and we'll look again. So I'm using the default layout here for the ASP.NET application. We're, of course, running inside of, this is Edge Canary Edition. Thank you for the follow. Oh, Elite Stomper, thank you for the click-through. Appreciate that. There goes one of those shocked squirrels. There you go. The Canary, we are on 780259. But this has all the Chrome, right? The Chrome runtime in here, the Chrome rendering engine. So you can see here, it's taking a little time to get connected. There it is. It's connected to SignalR. You don't have to install anything because SignalR is a JavaScript library when you're running in the browser. So if we're doing a extension for for the Twitch user interface, you just have to reference that SignalR library, and it'll work. They'll be able to connect in and use it. Wait, I didn't... Oh, I did say JavaScript, didn't I? Rats. Thanks for catching that. So, there you go. You can see that it's connected, and I'm getting Blazor interactions here. I'm going to log in, and it's going to ask me to log in through Auth0. There you go. You see it's going to my Auth0 connection. Log in with Twitch. Yes, please. And I'm purposely letting you see the console down here so you can see what's going on. So here you go. Welcome to Pixelbot. And you can see it's actually logged in with the wrong name. I want to log in with a different name. Because Auth0 has me logged in with a different user. Let's do this. I'm going to go to a new private window. So I'm sure that I get the right application that I want. Here we go. Log in. There we go. Log in with Twitch. It's going to prompt me. Yes. That's my password. It's going to ask me for my two-factor. There we go. And my two-factor is taking its good old time getting here. There we go. And there we go. So there's all my information, and I can see the current list of channels, and I can have the bot join into channels here to listen. So I can tell it, right? And this is just features that we've built at this point to join the C# Fritz channel. Authorization was successful. Good. And it's actually, if I refresh this screen, it's not showing me the channel that it's joined. So I might have broken something in here. That stinks. I should be able to see, right? It was, when we last left off, it was showing me the list of channels it was joined to in here. Right, it should be connecting to those. Received message, created SignalR connection. This isn't connecting here. Let me see. Let's go back over to here. Connected to the logger hub. Right, here we go. It's receiving something. But it's clearly not getting... I'm not getting the list of channels. It's like it didn't actually join it properly, you know? Right? Join that. See, it didn't actually click back and do anything here, clicking that join button. I think I broke something. I think. So, let me take a look at the chat room. A lot of folks chatting over there. Let me take a quick look-see. Yesterday, Coded Beard spent some time getting Blazor SignalR running on a Pi, controlling various stuff via GPIO. Very cool. So you ordered 3 more Pis. Fantastic. That sounds like a fun project. Shocked how well it works. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ecomath says this could let the bot listen on other people's channels. Does that pose a spam risk? So Twitch has an open API such that you can listen to any channel, but that's the same as me browsing and going to any channel. You can browse and tune into any channel. That's not really a risk. Posting into any channel, sure, that could be a risk, but we're going to set constraints on this such that you can only post on your own channels. You can only manage and interact with it. Can I add in a category section so people can only watch science, tech, and just chatting? There's a lot you can do with SignalR. It's great. Oh, I'm glad to hear you like it, Codeman Codes. So this doesn't feel like it's behaving properly, the current channels page. So I want to back out of here and close this, and we'll take a look at that. So our pages are actually over here. There's my current channels page. So you'll remember when we were doing Blazor client side, we had components with a .razor extension that were a mashup of Razor markup, C#, and HTML. So I have a current channel model object that implements and presents this page. The current channel model is over here. Now what it should be doing is right on click, it should call join channel, which is over here. There's a method called, where is it? Join channel, there it is. Channel manager tell, and it's going to say join channel with the channel name being passed in. And when it's done, it should return an update that says the current channels are this. Report the current channels. It's going to ask the channel manager to report the current channels, and that should be returned as a string. So tell you what, I'm going to put some breakpoints in here. And we're going to run this in debug mode. I'm going to actually run this not with Edge Canary. I'm going to run it with Firefox. And we'll take a look at what's going on in there. SMB says, I'd build a weather station if I bought a Pi. Oh, that'd be cool. So you can push those new updates over a Raspberry Pi, over a SignalR connection to a central server. You don't necessarily need SignalR to do that. Oh, look at that. Mozilla doesn't like the self-signed cert. Yes, yes. There we go. So I'll log back in, attempting to reconnect to the server. There we go. Now it's over auth 0. Log in, and this should take me through with my Twitch ID. There we go. And this says that I am a global admin on the Microsoft standard roles. Good. It's even got my Gravatar there. Anyways, if I go over to current channels, now let's see if I tell it to join C# Fritz. There we go. Channel manager tell it, we're going to tell the channel manager actor that we want to join a channel, and the channel name, well, that's not right. That's not right. That should be an error that we throw and we handle there. Why am I not getting the channel name appropriately there, right? Channel name is null. Why is channel name null? I wonder... Nope, not that one. No, 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 no. We're not looking at those yet. Who opened all this junk? There we go. This should be at bind, shouldn't it? Like that. I have a feeling that's what it is because the Blazor syntax changed from Preview 4 to the Preview 8 version that we're on now. So, Rambling Geek had a pie hole running and you broke it. How did you break a pie hole? Oh, DevLead. DevLead says, would tell you a null exception joke, but not sure you'd get the reference. Programmer jokes, love them, love them. Thanks so much. All right, here we go. Starting up, current channels. Now, if we try this, we should probably. Well, this is really a test page. This isn't going to last long here. So I'll join, and it should have hit a breakpoint. There it is. There's my breakpoint. And the channel name, there it is. So the bind syntax was, because it was updated, and that's what happens when you use preview stuff. It was updated. I'll step through there, and we should get the list of current channels being reported back. There it is. So there's C# Fritz. And there we go. Now I'm seeing the chat from chat being logged here. So that's pretty cool. We were working on a chat room widget, right? We didn't put any user interface to it yet. but we wanted to be able to start logging and outputting information from chat. So if I write something over here, nope, we've got, so I'm receiving the information, but it doesn't know how to put it on the page. So this is the first widget we started building on top of this. So we can start doing this interaction to log and put the chat room over here and format it nicely. So this is inside of widgets, chat room, and we're actually capturing that last part as a parameter that we're passing into the chat room widget. Check this out. This was something we built previously here. So here under my widgets, there's chat room razor, and this razor component listens like a page. Thank you for the follow, Triathlon Todd. Appreciate you joining us and look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So this listens like a page, and it listens at this URL, /widget/chatroom. And because we put channel in curly braces like this, that gets captured and made available as a parameter here. So we're capturing this channel object, and it should be available. If I look at my base widget model, this inherits from component base, which is the ASP.NET base object for components. And so it stashes that channel into this channel parameter here, so that we can go ahead and use that channel string wherever we need to here while we're building this piece of the application. So if I look at the chat room razor, it becomes immediately clear to me why this isn't working. It's because it doesn't have anywhere to put the chat. We're just saying enabled here at this point. Enabled true. So I think we're onto something here. So document get element ID is null. There's some JavaScript here that's being written to output here. Right? Call back to the method. This is actually coming out of here we go. This is coming out of the logger that I'm using. All right. So we're gonna have to write a little JavaScript here, friends. I'm gonna write some. It's gonna be amazing. So here we go. So configure logging is right there, and here's logging messages. Create SignalR connection. So write this document get element ID append child. It's telling us, rats, I lost it. Telling us that it can't find it.
CJ Aliaga just resubscribed for 12 months. I'm a big kid now. Can I have some cake? Smiles.
Thank you, CJ Aliaga. I appreciate you with the sub. And a year, that's going to put you into a rainbow hat with a propeller on it. Thank you so much for being with us all that time. I really appreciate it. And we'll make a donation to Coder Dojo. Very cool stuff. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's see. I think what's going on is it's trying to execute the log message because I'm connected to this logger hub. And the log isn't on screen, you know? So I think what I need to do is I need to say, if this doesn't exist, don't do anything. Because this chat log object is being appended to every page. And you're being attached to that logger hub every time. Maybe I need to say disconnect if it's not on the page. Oh, this is going to get interesting. We should only really connect to and activate the logger when we're on the logger page. Let me show you. In our layout, which is, it's not in root. Where is it? Index. Well, here's, right, this is the top level. This fits into the shared main layout, right, which is a layout base. Index, here it is. This includes on every page that chat log JavaScript. So every page that you go to right now is bringing up and connecting to this logger hub and is attempting to output log messages. So when we're not on a page that has the message list, right, I'm going to get error messages. I think this is someplace where we need to activate and deactivate this feature, this connection, if you're not on that page. Does that make sense, chat room? We can do that with a little JavaScript bridge, and that should clear up this, and we can finish making the chat appear on that chat room page. Just to make it appear, we'll format it, make it look nice later, but I'll show you how that's all wired up so that the chat, which is down here as a feature, right, and then actually we want to route through its own chat room specific hub, is managed and handled appropriately. Hey, Smat. Or just place that JavaScript on pages that need it. Well, they tell you not to when you're using Blazor server side, because you don't necessarily want, right, that script doesn't execute properly because it's being trafficked and launched from how it's being managed and launched client side. Is Glenn still here? He might be here. Yeah, he is. Right, we don't want to put JavaScript blocks on our pages, on our Razor components, so that they get triggered, right? We want to put them outside of it and integrate with those when we have to hit that bridge. Is the recommendation from the, I believe that was the recommendation I read from the team. So we want to behave appropriately, right? That's on the log page. Let me go to, it's not chat room. I think it's right, current channels is where we had the log. There it is. Right, so we want to activate that log interaction when we're on that page. So if I go up here to chat log, if I create a method that says start log and I create another method that says stop log, we can trigger those appropriately when our component is started and stopped, right? Let's see. So this is current channels, and it's the current channel model. Here we go. So on after render async, right? So after this is done, activate the that word. Ha, I didn't say it. Dramosith, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Activate the JavaScript to connect the SignalR log. And isn't there a method, an event that we can override? I thought there was one that we could override as it's being, no, there isn't one when it's being shut down. Because as you navigate away, I'd like to be able to turn off that SignalR connection. Otherwise, it's just always connected, you know? Maybe I can do that with inside my JavaScript. Maybe I can put a thing in here that says if messages list doesn't exist, when you receive a message, fail silently and stop the hub connection. I think that sounds like a right way to go with this. Let me know, chat room. Keep me honest here, all right? So let me go back over here. So with Blazor, there's a JavaScript interop feature that you can use here, so that you can jump from one to the other, from C# over to JavaScript appropriately. So you can interact with the JS runtime. You can have that injected and then be able to call those methods. I should have said that appropriately. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Paulo100. Welcome. It's nice to meet you. So if we inject an IJS runtime, we should be able to call the script that will make that connection.
And then?
It'll start listening only on our log page.
And then?
When we log something and there isn't, and we're not on the log page, we should stop the hub connection that's logging.
And then?
Things will behave better. STE573, thank you.
Free, just subscribe.
Yeah, thank you very much for that Twitch Prime subscription. I very much appreciate that. I'm flattered you would use your Twitch Prime subscription here. If you have an Amazon Prime account, click that button above. You can link it to your Twitch account and you'll get one free subscription, one free channel subscription you can use anywhere you'd like here on Twitch. If you decide to use that with me, of course, it'll turn off the advertisements on the channel, but you'll also get 17 emotes that you can use anywhere on Twitch, and including things like Rainbow Bearded Clippy, the Rainbow Bearded Octocat, and our really cool Fritzbot. Thanks so much, and we'll make a donation also to Coder Dojo this quarter. I really appreciate the sub. Thank you so much. Signal, thank you for the follow as well. Very much appreciate that. Helping us get to our follower goal here. We get that number to 8,000 before September 15th, and it doesn't look like we're going to make it. That's just over 2 weeks, friends. We got to get almost 500 followers. I will dye my beard rainbow for .NET Conf and TwitchCon the whole week. I'll have a rainbow beard. Thank you for the follow, the floppy sandwich. Sandwiches do get floppy if they're moist. You put something on there. Thank you so much. The Empire Strikes. I'm not going to finish that last part, but thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you joining us. What does the fox say? Is the question in the chat? A ring ding ding, a ding a ding ding. Yes. Welcome. It's good to welcome you. Thank you so much for joining us and for following along. When this number gets to a 00 on the end, it gets to a multiple of 100. So at 7,500, I'm going to give away another sticker pack. Folks like Stelzy got one. I'll send it anywhere in the world. No limitation. You don't need to be just in the States or North America. So to get back into this, we're going to inject, right? I mean, now that we've been distracted, we went off and we...
Squirrel!
No. We'll get back into this now. We're going to inject the JavaScript runtime so that we can call a JavaScript method directly by saying invoke the name of the method, and we can pass in arguments appropriately from C# into JavaScript. So that's what we're going to do. No, we're not injecting squirrels, Fava. No. Thank you. That's what you get for half listening. That's right.
And you blew it!
You blew it. It was right there. All right. So let's do this. We're going to inject, this is an IJS runtime. So everything inside of ASP.NET Core, including Blazor, has injection, dependency injection. So we can inject that JavaScript runtime by adding a property here that's IJS runtime. And I will call this, because I'm so creative, JS runtime. If I get my capitalization right. What do we got here? Okay. Control dot. Give me that. Get my using statement. There we go. And I want this to be injected, so we will inject. Fantastic. And
boom goes the dynamite.
yeah, boom goes the dynamite. So now I have JavaScript runtime. So after render async, what I'll do down here is I'll be able to say JS runtime dot invoke async. Oh yeah, look at that. The name of the method. So we will call this start logging. That feels right. Yeah. We're going to be able to await that because invoke async is, of course, yeah. And I do not have arguments to pass in. You still upset at me there, invoke async? No. Cannot be inferred from the usage. Whatever. Sure. I don't care. Why don't you consider calling configure await? Why? Why are you telling me to consider that? Why should I consider this? I thought we didn't have to configure await. Squirrel script? No. Stelzio in the next few days wants to do another round versus Akka.net with client-side Blazor. Ooh, that would be fun. Yeah, Snoopaloopy, please, for your consideration, await your code. No, I don't want to consider awaiting. Look at this. It's configure await on everything. Not a fan of that. Why are you telling me to configure await on every task? Antony, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate you joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Let me see here. All right, so that's going to configure, and it's going to call a method called start logging. So let's go back over to our JavaScript, and I'm going to just wrap this right with a function called start logging, and this isn't great syntax. I feel like I should even namespace this a little. So we have, right, so maybe this is the logger. So you have logger dot, and it has all this stuff hidden. Yes, I said JavaScript. Okay, you got me. All right. Is there an analyzer in the dependencies that messes with the default suggestions? Asked Stelzy. No, there's an enhanced analyzer that's been added in here. Here we go. Right, these are all the analyzers that are being brought in to help you be successful. And you can turn on and off their various features. Right, you can always do this with analyzers. Right, here are all the various rules. So you can find these rules. Right, you can right click and say, well, ignore this entirely if you'd like. So, here we go. So start logging, right? Now when I go to the, where'd it go? Yeah, to the current channels, it should start logging there. The other side, the flip side of this then is back inside that JavaScript. I want to have a function to stop logging, right? Stop logging. I really should namespace this, shouldn't I? Right as I can say connection dot. No. You're not going to help me with this, are you? I think I can just say connection dot stop. Hey, Carrie Payette is here. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a try on. Actually, I could do an if on this, and that would be a little bit better. Right? If not on that. Right, I want to say if that does not equal null, do that, otherwise stop logging. There we go. That should work. That should work. Should totally work. Let's see what happens when we run that now. So it should stop when I'm not on the log. It should start when I go onto the logging page, and it should stop when I go away from it. Who was talking about beer? Yes, the Bill Nye reference. Building. Building. Come on!
It's alive!
Not quite yet. It's almost there. Almost. Come on, ASP.NET.
Well, do your best.
Do it! What do we got? What do we got? There we go. And it opened way over here for some reason. Alright. Current channels. So this should have invoked. That's okay. But it's connected. It did the connection. So now if I tell it to join C# Fritz. Hello? Oh, wait a sec. It's got a breakpoint. There it goes. Now it's connected, and I should start seeing stuff. There we go. And when I navigate away, there we go. So now it should stop. Right, so there's the information, and if there's more stuff in chat, yep. So it closed, and it's not handling and doing anything with that, right? It failed appropriately here. Good. All right. I'm feeling good about that. We can actually now create a chat room that formats and places content appropriately on screen for that, and we can handle that data more appropriately. Cool. So now the question is, and I want to come back to the point that I think it was it Stelzy or Smab made earlier about conditionally adding script to the page. That feels a little strange. I've got a little bit of a challenge there where the script for the chat room I want to put over here, not over there, over here in a Razor library. Thank you for the follow, Mystic Gaming. Appreciate you joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. I want to put the script for managing the chat room with the widget down here in the standard features so that that script is only added to the page when you're looking at that widget. And right, this comes back to what I was saying earlier about, well, adding JavaScript to the page from the widget is a little weird, right? So invoke async when it while the app is pre-rendering, calling into JavaScript isn't possible, right? Because it's not on the page yet. So you have to get on the after pre-render before you can do that, and that's what we did over here. Right? On after render. So after it's painted the page, then go call start logging. So that works there. But if we want to add that JavaScript, right, well, if we want to dynamically add it, place the script tag inside the index HTML. Yeah. Right, so it's down in there. Don't place the script tag component inside a component file because the script tag can't be updated dynamically. I'm okay with it not being updated dynamically, I think. Or you can't paint it on the page dynamically? Is that what it's saying? Is that what it's saying? Right, so let's think about this. So if I add new folder, right, I'm going to add a www root here. This standard features project, This is a Razor component library. It's a Razor SDK. So I've got a dub root. It doesn't recognize it as a dub root. Wait a sec. That should be on the root. What? No, it's not. Delete that. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm going to add a folder here that is dub root. And it's still put it under screen widgets. Oh no, it's next to it. Okay. Sounds like spaghetti. No, it's not spaghetti, Mystic Gaming. Stelzy says, normally everything you do with JavaScript should be replaced with client-side Blazor. Yes and no. The SignalR interactions are right now, if I remember correctly, the SignalR client is only in JavaScript. So the interactions with that, where we're going to be updating that content, we're going to do with JavaScript. Well, actually, all right, so hang on. Stop the press. If we're receiving the hub context here, can we just push the content onto our chat room widget using C#? Hey, Ultramark, good to see you. Right? Because this should be able to start and listen to that page, to that component. So right now I have the chat room over here. I really want to move it out and over here inside this project so that it's then, right? It's then listening and behaving appropriately from outside the main project that has all the things to start and launch and host the website. This way, the standard features library, we can test these independent of all of the actor model stuff, independent of everything that's going on over there, and we can interact with this directly. So it's not buried and built into this massive Uber project over here. Let's run a little experiment. I want to try copying these into over here. Right? Ultramark is suggesting we need something similar to register client script block. I think we have something like that. I think so. So here's that chat room. Here's the chat room feature. Did it... is... oh boy. Okay. I need to back up a little bit. I need to step back just a second here. Let's back up. This is a SignalR hub that I want registered and made available at startup so that it knows how to be there and listen for chat interaction. The feature object here is something that we're going to attach onto our chat room actor, our channel actor, so that when the feature is triggered, this, right, in this case, somebody chatted. Somebody wrote something into the chat room. This happens, we get some block of information, and we're going to send to our chat room SignalR hub that block of information for it to go figure out what to do with. We don't know what it is that it's going to do with yet, right? Let that be figured out when we get to the other side. Blazor extensions, Signalar. What do we got? Let's take a look, see what this is. This doesn't look like it's official, but it does what we need it to. Tacos! Oh my gosh, gotta help that sentiment. What happened there? Ooh. So... okay, this will set up and make the Signalar... Signalar client available. Yeah. This will set up the Signalar client so it'll connect out to a hub, to a Signalar hub with the appropriate log level transport, and so you can receive and take the interactions there. This is on NuGet. There it is. And this is .NET Standard, so it will work with client-side Blazor. Not a lot of activity on this. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you joining us. So, this'll work. Looks like it'll work. But because I'm operating server side, I should be able to do this interaction directly. Jabba says, tried Blazor extension Signalar but couldn't get it working. Okay. Look at Carrie trying to game the sentiment analysis over there. We're alright. We're alright. It takes a dip every now and again. That's just fine. Everybody's happy. Loving the tacos. Look at the fairy wings emotes there from Copper Beardy. Yes. Rainbow toilets and unicorns. Svava! You love games. And it didn't read that one either. Thank you, Stream Elements. Thank you. So this is going to receive information. Now what I've got to check, what I've got to make sure this is doing appropriately, right? Got to keep an eye on my time. I have a tight schedule today because 12:30 I have a call. So about an hour I have a call. And then I have my interview with Wired Magazine in a little bit. Tacos! Yes! Mystic Gaming. Sending emotes across the screen is a sub-only privilege. No, Smab's not bringing the mood down. Sometimes the sentiment analysis isn't completely accurate on some of the things that we discuss here on channel. I should actually tell the sentiment analysis to ignore what the bots are saying. Well, then it would ignore when it says tacos, everybody loves tacos. Maybe I should tell it to ignore when it says what the linked pages are. Yeah, Wired Magazine this afternoon. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at the food fight emotes. Copper Beardy, those are cool. Oh, thank you for sharing. Those look pretty cool. And look at all hat and sandals. My goodness. There is a... no, the taco, I think... that's Junie Von Esch's taco emote. You need to be a subscriber on Junie's channel in order to get that. So, yeah, Mystic's got that one. All right, so let's get back into this, right? Let me unwind this. So, features are enabled per channel, and they're kept over here in the channel actor, right? So, look at all the emotes go flying by. Oh my goodness, look at them all. Look at them all. Here we go. So features, get features for a stream event, right? So this is going to go and figure out, well, which events are we connecting up to? And connect to those. So the chat room feature over here connects to when a message comes in. So it's going to connect to it, and it's going to return that list of features. Yes. Here. And it's going to pass that collection of features into the arguments for whatever actor. So in this case, it's new message. It's going to create the on message, the new message actor, and pass in that feature as part of this collection. So we'll get the chat room feature being passed in here. Okay, I remember how I wrote this. So now when that feature comes in, we have a chat logger that by default it's going to use so that we have logging going on and we can see what's happening with our chatbot. Defines the channel actor, goes and finds out where that is. All right, that's fine. Part of me thinks this should be a method on the channel actor object to format this. Should be a method on the channel actor object. Because it knows where it lives. Go get the format from it like a static method. Right? So that I don't have this logic about the channel actor object living here. You know? Alright. So we're going to get the collection of features. Alright. So for each feature in features, this broadcast message, channel actor tell. So if the feature has a broadcast message capability, right? So new message actor.features. This is an iFeature. iFeature, this interface, has actions on it that say, well, here's how you broadcast and whisper. When the feature wants to broadcast or whisper, it's going to go and tell the channel how to do those. Okay. When we receive a message, so for each feature where the feature is enabled, we're going to trigger and pass along this information because a message was received. Cool, okay. So this, inside of our chat room feature, will trigger here whenever there's a chat message. Got it, okay. Hat and Sandals guy, did you forget to say hi? No. No. How's it going, Ancient Coder? Good to see you. Chat room, can I share something with you real quick? Let me see. I want to make sure I don't completely embarrass her. Can I share something with you? Let me tell you, hang on. Come here. Come a little closer. There you are. You've seen when my parents, JAF1021 and RJF0306, when they appear in chat. Can I tell you that when I talk to them after they've visited, they are so excited when some of you say hello and welcome them. And they, later on in the day, or maybe a day or two later when I see them or talk to them, they're like, oh my gosh, it was so great. I talked to Ancient Coder today, or Copper Beardy who said hello. Hugo was here and it was great. I'm like, okay, great. But they love saying hello and talking to you, chat room. Thank you so much for being so welcoming and positive, even to folks like my parents. Now, whoever it may be that joins us, that's a real treat for me to see that they have a positive experience tuning in. Thank you for that. Yeah, it is. It's very sweet to see that from my parents. And it's kind of weird sometimes to know that mom and dad are watching. Make me feel a little young. Okay. So when we receive a new message, we're going to receive information. That message will come in here, and we send that along. Got it. So our chat room hub will receive that information. Now, does the chat room hub properly get registered in startup down here? Ultramark is asking, is Lannon around? I don't see him. Not today. Yeah, much respect and love for not just my parents, but anybody's parents. The fact that they happen to drop by, I think, is fun. So we should be adding... you know what? It doesn't add that SignalR hub down here. See it? Exactly, I don't see it. Right, see, map hub for the logger hub. I feel like we're gonna need to add a map hub for any hubs that are over here in our standard features project, right? Routes, map hub, right? Chat room hub, right? And I need to specify where it's gonna go. Right, and this is listening on. It doesn't even say where it's listening. It doesn't know where it's listening yet. Chat room? Maybe? /hub/chat room? But this, I feel like we're gonna need to generify. We're gonna need to make that a thing. Right?
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Right, so it generically knows how to identify any hubs that are over here. So, all right, I'm going to leave that the way it is right now because this is a one-off. Use reflection. You know what? Let's move this out. Extract a method. Right, so we'll say map, external map, yeah, external hubs. Right, so in here, use reflection, right? Reflection lets us look at other assemblies and make decisions based on what we find in there. Use reflection to identify hubs in the standard features. Assembly and add them. Right? That makes sense. And by putting it over here, I can edit this and it's... Right, I'm not modifying this code directly. I'd really like to move it completely out. The GitHub link of this NuGet points to an archive repo that states that this code is merged into the normal ASP.NET Core. Is it now available in client-side Blazor? I don't know. It's a great question. So that should hook up, and this should now be listening on /hubs/chat room. Okay. Which means I think our model has the wrong... Yeah, ooh, gosh, look at this. Ooh, boy. Base widget model doesn't exist here. Where's base widget model? It's over here. Oh, no. Keep throwing those tacos. Hey, Johnny Sparkles. Good to see you. Alright, let's do this. Pull that over here so I remember to do this later. Okay. Good. Alright. So I'm going to need to put this somewhere where it's always accessible and used. I don't want to put it in directly into the standard features because this I want to be able to stand on its own. Oh no! You need a holiday. Johnny Sparkles, take it easy there, friend. Slightly off topic. Oh, actually, this is a good question. How does SignalR compare to gRPC? Good question. gRPC is a standardized way that you can call remote procedure call. You can call a procedure, execute something on a foreign server, right? Not on your local machine, but somewhere else. that kind of makes sense. You want to be able to execute and get some sort of a response from over there. gRPC almost lines up a little bit more with GraphQL, where they're trying to standardize the interaction between two servers, between a client and a server. GraphQL has a whole bunch of standards and things that go along with that. gRPC uses protocol buffers to compress and make really small packets that you send to the server. SignalR, you can make those remote procedure calls, but there's no standard in the format or name of how you make those remote procedure calls. But when you do make them, there are several clients that you can use that'll format and traffic that interaction appropriately for you. The secret sauce with SignalR is it's not a client-server interaction. It's a two-way connection using WebSockets as a preferred method. gRPC and GraphQL prefer straight HTTP, and they just use plain old gets and puts and posts. SignalR uses WebSockets. So you end up with very fast, very small message-packed messages being transferred back and forth between the two. So yes, you can use gRPC to go directly to some endpoint and interact with and call messages there and get a response. But SignalR, not only can you call and get a response, but you can have a response pushed to you when an event happens on that foreign server. Yes, EcoMath, I do have opinions on GraphQL. All right? What can I tell you?
People know me.
And they know that I've got opinions on GraphQL. I do. So does that explain what's going on there a little bit? It is that, yeah, you're right. The difference is contracts versus a bidirectional API, right? It's two-way. So, right, think of what SignalR can do almost as a abstraction over a socket, right? Just a socket, not just that it's a WebSocket, but a socket where you're listening and messages are being transferred back and forth at very high speed. And you get that with SignalR. It's an abstraction over WebSockets, and it also knows how to step down to older technologies if the browser, if the client that you're interacting with doesn't support WebSockets. The advantage you'll get in the future then is you continue to work with SignalR, and you'll get that abstraction over whatever technology comes along that supersedes WebSockets. HTML foo. Foo is amazing. Foo sends lightning fast messages. It'll do binary. It'll do all kinds of really great things. And you want to use foo in all your things because it's in the HTML 27 spec. Well, you know what? They'll write an adapter for HTML foo into SignalR, and you continue using SignalR, and it just works on those clients that support HTML foo. Doesn't have HTML foo? It'll step down to WebSockets. And that's the benefit of having that slight abstraction. You'll get a little bit of initial, it'll be slow is a relative term, for the initial connection while it decides what protocol, what transport to use. But once it does identify the transport, lightning fast using that. Thank you for the follow, Unicron. Is that a reference to the Transformers movie from 1985? Is it actually Orson Welles talking? That was a terrible Orson Welles imitation. But yeah, right? That's the kind of thing, right? I love the Unicron reference. Thank you for joining us. Ultramark says web servers sending messages. Pushing is still something you can't get used to after 2 decades of HTML, JavaScript pulling. Yeah, it feels weird, but when you look around at other websites that are automatically updating, whether it's looking at sports scores, stock values, they're pushing data to you in the browser. It's something you're used to, and they're using JavaScript. So, okay, so where do I put this base widget model? Right? Getting back into this. Where should I put it? Do I have a base library that I put it in? A base UI library that I put it in? so that it's just available everywhere, which means I also, right, iFeature is in this extensibility. Where's the extensibility project? Right? Oh, it's in core. Oh, down here. I don't want to create another project just for the sake of having a project. You know? But I feel like I need to have a Pixelbot UI core library and put the base widget model over there. I think that works. Let's do that. So I'm going to go to source. Let's add another project. And I will make this a... It's not an ASP.NET Core application, but it's going to be a .NET Core class library. Class library. And it needs to be .NET Core because... Now maybe, can I do .NET Standard? Component base is a .NET Standard thing. I might be able to do .NET Standard. How do I... No. I want to choose .NET Standard or .NET Core, and there's no place to choose my... Alright, fine. I'm going to choose this one and see what happens. No. Class library .NET Standard. Alright. Is that where I want to put it? Yeah, okay. So we'll call this Pixelbot UI, and we'll put some of the base things that we need for our user interface in this class library for management down here. So I'll delete the base class that gets delivered to this. Thank you. And I will grab base widget model, cut that from there, put it down in here. And this is going to choke and get all upset. Oh, I don't know what that is. See, doesn't know what those are. Gathering suggestions. You better. Oh, I even put on the voice modulator today. I don't want to add a reference to it. I want to add the NuGet package. You know? Same thing here. Right. The ASP.NET Core components stuff I need to add. And I need to add references to the core project. So let's add that one. Add those references first. Right? Darn Skippy, we're going to do it. Is there a reason to choose standard for this type of project? No. No, I could use .NET Core. You're right. Let's see. So if I add that, that should clear up a couple of these things. Right? Nope. Wait, that's mine. That's my iFeature. This is also referencing Akka Actor. Is it? Yeah, because the actor system bit here. I need to add a reference to Akka. Alright. You know what? Oh boy. Let's manage NuGet packages on the solution. There it is, Akka. And I want to add it to Pixelbot UI. That's the wrong version. No, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, I want 1.3.12. So I get the same version everywhere. Yeah, I know you can't. You're kidding. I know. I know all these things don't work. I'm moving them, and you won't install anything because... Pardon me while I send the chicken to chase the egg. Right. So the NuGet user interface won't let me reference, won't let me add packages. That's not it. Unless it compiles. Well, it doesn't compile yet because I'm not done moving all the packages into it. And round we go. Oh, let's see here. Eeny, meeny, miny. Where do we go? Where is it? Aka. This one. I want that. I'm gonna want ASP.NET Core app. Just so I get all the things. But I think I want... I'd love to be able to get just the Blazor things, but I think I just need Microsoft ASP.NET Core app. Package reference include equals Microsoft ASP.NET Core app. And I think I just do it like that. Trying to protect me from myself. I know, right? Pre-release all the thing. Oh, I didn't. Alright, now let me go back over to... Where'd it go? This chalupa. So... No. Microsoft ASP.NET Core components. Fine. I'll add it myself. Yes. There might be caused because I'm using Net Standard 2. Alright, fine. Alright. Net Core 3. And then, if I do that, run into a problem with Pixelbot UI. It wasn't Pixelbot UI, it was the one-armed man. No. Microsoft ASP.NET Core components. Version equals... I'm going to go grab the version out of here. Which is, right, it's like this. Right? Come on, tell me you're building. Do it. Build. It's restoring packages, restore completed, and blammo. ASP.NET Core App 2.10 is not compatible with... Where is that coming from? Oh my goodness. Alright. So this, right, chat room model should actually be Pixelbot standard features. Screen widgets. Chat room. Right. And this now needs to reference Pixelbot UI. Because I moved that around. Add a reference. I'm going to add a reference to there. So we have that in direction. Okay, base widget model still isn't compiling over here. Oh my gosh, look at this. And it doesn't know what any of these things are. Even though I added the Pixelbot core here. Oh no, yeah. Pixelbot core. What are you doing over here? Restoring packages, restore completed. Nothing. I'm not looking at that project. Why are you showing me things for that project? Type or namespace Akka could not be found. Why not? It's referenced. It's right there. Did I misspell features as featurers? Did I? No. No. Where did I misspell it? Featrures. Oh. There we go. I did. Okay. Go for a clean build? Sure, we'll clean the solution. Clear out all that other junk. Okay, I did a clean and it's still throwing errors. Come on now, friend. Visual Studio, I thought you were my friend. No. The green triangle, I've got green triangles all over the place. The best part is it's not going to tell you what that is. I don't want the error list, I want the output. The package, I was looking at something here. Package reference to ASP.NET Core app is not necessary when targeting .NET Core 3 or higher. If Microsoft SDK Web is used, the shared framework will be referenced automatically. Otherwise, the package reference should be replaced with a framework reference. Alright, so this should be SDK.web. If I do that, I can get rid of this. Unloading project, reloading project. Target framework. Oh, it should be .NET Core app. My bad. .NET Core app. Right? Helps if you have the right reference there. Aren't Blazor projects supposed to be Net Standard 2.1 asks seg faulted? I don't know. That's a good question. They're .NET Core 3, but they're supposed to be .NET Core 2 at least. I didn't know about 2.1. That might be a thing after C# 8 lands, and we end up with all the async features coming into our IEnumerables. Async streaming, that kind of thing. Okay, so I still have some triangles here around packages and projects. It doesn't like Akka, and it doesn't like that reference. If I look at the output here, yeah, I just changed that. You know. Okay. I removed that. Oh, you know what? That's a reference inside of the core project, not inside the UI. Let me go down to that project. So that's fine. If I change this to .web, right, I can get rid of this. Oops, too many. Go back to the UI, rebuild this one. Let's see what we get here. Okay. Two failed. Approximate best match of preview. That's the wrong preview version. You know what? Let's do this. Let's add, right, because some of the things that aren't necessarily released with the same branch of ASP.NET Core don't have the same extension over here. So let's create another property. Let's call this ASP.NET Core Close Enough. And let's just have it stop at preview 8. So that for some of these side references that we have, instead, right, like down here for the core project, right, that doesn't reference it properly. I'll just say close enough. And it'll get me the closest enough match to that. So if I save that, let me rebuild just the core. Make sure that this, and this is just a little library that has a bunch of classes and interfaces in it that we use. No, I didn't rebuild all. I didn't rebuild all. There was no rebuild all. Yeah, tough guy, I tell you. Core. Core depends on logging abstractions. No. No. I just changed that right here. I'm saving that file.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Right? I tell you. I think we do need to unload the project and reload the project, because Visual Studio feels like it's not in a proper state right now. Yeah, we gotta try this again. And I think we need to wrap up after we get this recompiling, so that I've got a little bit of time before my next call. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Come on, Visual Studio. Come on, Visual Studio.
You can do it!
Looks good so far. Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you do?
I reopened Visual Studio. I'm waiting to see what it does. Come on! Lycan1534 says, I've had weird issues with this happening on projects for me too. Took way longer than it should to fix. Well, right, I'm running, without a doubt, I'm running a preview version here, and I'm running preview versions of .NET Framework tools, .NET Core tools, and things that, right, these are the types of things that we want to report, and sharing and showing how they're behaving here on stream actually helps the Visual Studio team to diagnose and see real-world instances and usages of some of these things going on. So I'm just going to force that core project to restart. There you go. Depends on preview 8. But extensions, logging abstractions, preview 8 was not found. Best match of preview 8. See, there, it went and found close enough. Right? That's fine. But it's failing now because it doesn't contain a static main method. Right. And it doesn't because this isn't a web application. By making this static SDK web, it thinks it's a web application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and make that a framework reference. Right? Framework reference. Hello? Include equals Microsoft ASP.NET Core app. And it should, because I'm not running, it's not a web project, but I need to reference all the goo, all the things that are inside the web library. There you go. Rebuild succeeded.
It's alive!
Vlado, welcome to his hell from yesterday. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know what? We're learning. We're moving along and we're learning together here, right? And hopefully these are some things that'll help you learn and go through this. So I don't want this to be, this project UI to be SDK web. I want this to be, hey! Ignore. Framework reference, right? And we're going to include, I wasn't talking to you, Visual Studio. There we go. Boom goes the dynamite. Yeah. Build that. Restoring the package. Items saved. Okay. Getting closer. Much, much closer. So, typer namespace name actors does not exist in the namespace Pixelbot Orchestrator. This doesn't exist yet. Right? Where the heck? Okay. Stream events on message, new message actor. Well, that doesn't exist, and this it doesn't have access to. So the stream events that you can listen to, well, I can just make this. Right. And I end up with that loose coupling to that thing. Initialize feature for channel. That feels like it's a thing that should be, right? I don't like seeing that. This is a magic string, right? This has to exactly match something else, and we'd rather have this calculated and delivered to us using code so that it's not a string that's magically compiled and referenced and put together here. For now, I'm going to leave that there, but I'm going to put a to-do in here. Remove the magic string so that we know to refactor into a method call on another object. And I'm not sure what that object is going to be. Maybe Actor System can help us find it, but I'm not quite there yet, right? Or maybe even, right, what's being passed into the widget, right, with some information about the channel here. No, that's being captured. What's being, right, this widget is being launched by ASP.NET Core. It needs some way to reach into the Actor System and connect up to the channel that's managing it. Vlado!
Vlado_MS just resubscribed for 2 months.
Is it Vlado or Vlado? Thanks so much, I appreciate the resub, and we'll make a donation to Coder Dojo. Thank you very, very much. So save that, save this. So this should now rebuild and work. Okay, so that's inside of another project. Here we go. What? I thought I took that off. Save. Save. Okay. So now if I build this. Build succeeded. Good. All right. So we've got that. That works. So now if I go over to standard features, this needs to depend on, there it is, depends on the UI. Okay. Base widget model, we should move this so that it's now in Pixelbot UI. Yeah, just Pixelbot UI. Right? So then the feature over here, where is it? Look at that, it doesn't even know I moved it yet. Don't tell it. Right, because base feature. I thought I moved it. Oh, base widget model, somewhere else. This one, right, comes out of the UI. There it is. Now that works. Come on, we need this one. Typer namespace name widget layout could not be found in the Razor. Here. Well, that's actually something that's going to be imposed on us by the includes. So I'm okay with deleting that, right? Right, the imports here for the widgets. Oh, well, that doesn't have a reference. It doesn't know what widget layout is. Right, because widget layout is this. I'm going to leave that out for right now. Even though I know it's not what I need, but I'm going to leave that out for right now. And I think building. There we go. We got it. Now, I don't know if my chat room is going to launch and run appropriately from over here, but I am out of time, friends. We got to wrap things up. So, let me start up my command line here and let's check everything back in. we moved some things around. We created a new project to isolate our common user interface references, and we're going to try and run all of our widgets out of a separate project so we can unit test them and keep them separate from everywhere that we're doing all of the things for our actor model. This way, we're going to have a very componentized solution when we finish, because we'll have eventually everything for the actor model in one project, everything to manage and host the website in another project, and all of our widgets that folks will be putting on their pages in another project. Right? This way we can add new widgets without changing the actor model, and we can enhance the website without messing up the widgets. Things are isolated and they become a little bit easier to manage. So let me add in all the things there. Let's commit our changes. Isolating the chat room widget. Right, so we have those on-screen widgets living in one place. We may end up putting all of our chat bot interactions in another project so that all those chat bot commands are isolated as well. So then we can have all of our... let me make sure I didn't type it right. Yeah, I'm not typing it right. So the idea then being we can build new chatbot commands without touching and interacting with all the goo that we're putting in place in the actor model to be able to manage and isolate channels separately. I'll push this out too. Why did it go over there? There we go. And now that's available on my GitHub repository for the Pixelbot. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. Let's set up a raid. Let's see who we can raid. I'm going to put the raid call out there while I figured out who we want to go join. And looking at the list, I thought I saw exactly who I want to go after. Who I want to join folks over to today. There he is. Oh, yeah. Let's go join our friend Code Rushed. That's Mark Miller. And he's working on a user interface for data-driven Dungeons & Dragons management. So you're going to learn a little TypeScript, you're going to learn a little WPF, a little XAML, as he's building this really cool overlay for his channel. Stelzy gets the feeling that the architecture of this project runs directionless away from us. Oh, it's running in many different directions. We're trying to stay a little bit focused. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. Say hi to Mark, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time. Take care.